Hey there guys, Prince Laharu-kun here, and welcome back to Let's Play To the Moon. In the last episode, we were introduced to the game, as well as all of the characters, and a little bit about what we're going to be doing here in this game. As you can see, we're on the main menu screen, and we have two new characters with us, Tommy and Sarah. Tommy apparently doesn't like turtles, which no, you can't say that. You can't say you don't like turtles. And Sarah is an aspiring professional ice cream taster aiming for the top. Sarah, is there something you're not telling me? Anyway, that was a bad joke between a friend of mine. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and continue onward, and hopefully hopefully my voice sounds okay because I'm recording this at 9 o'clock in the morning when I just woke up. So, we're gonna be heading to the lighthouse in this episode, which is where things really start to take an interesting turn. Now, I didn't mention this in the previous episode, but you can move with the arrow keys on the keyboard if you really want to, and interact with things with Enter, like I'm doing now. Oftentimes I forget that you can do this, but you can do this throughout the entire game if you really choose to. So let's go ahead and head down here. And hey look, it's that boulder. It's here! Huh? My novelty beach ball. I thought I lost it. Ah. It's stupid anyway. Oh, I'll never lose it again. I'm gonna hide it. Don't look. There's no time to... Okay, done. Okay, let's just hurry to that lighthouse. So this scene would have played out quite a bit differently if you would have poked it with this stick. And that's some of the nice things about this game, is that sometimes it does change a little bit. But it wasn't ever something that was so crazy as it would, completely change the outcome of the game. It's smoking! Who's the dummy that crashed the car? Not me. It's pretty dark out. Aren't you kids scared? Of course not. We roleplay it away. What? Tommy's a super powerful knight and I'm a mighty magician. Yeah, we destroy all evil. Oh, that's nice. Do you roleplay too? No. She's not cool enough to do it. Hey, I could if I wanted to. Just you children watch. Oh jeez. Seems Ava wants to prove that she can be a role player. That should be interesting. Ooh, a squirrel! Alright. Oh no, it's a terrible Squirrelgon! So there was something I didn't mention, guys. Don't worry, children, I'll protect you. So it seems as though... I forgot to mention, did I mention To the Moon is an RPG? So now we're fighting the Squirrelgon, who you can attack or defend. I think we're going to attack it. You have 4 different attacks. You have the Volcanic Jump Kick, the Whirlwind Slap, the Armageddon Fist, and the Shoe. The Shoe is probably going to be your strongest attack, so we're going to go ahead and use that. And obviously the best thing you want to do with the yelling volume is set it to loudest, and... Your, time is at an end, Squirrelgon. Hiya! Stop it, or we'll tell Ma you animal abuse. Also guys, just kidding. Yeah, she'll call the cops on you. What? I wasn't gonna... Didn't you say you like role-playing? You should be ashamed of yourself. Let's name it Teddy. Okay. Oh, let's just forget this happened. I think that cutscene right there was probably the moment that I realized I was going to love this game. Well, there are lots of cutscenes. I just love this whole game, okay? Yeah, we'll just say that then. So let's head on upward. So here we are at the lighthouse, and what's this over here? In memory of River E. Wiles. River Wiles? Was she John's wife? Dunno. Come on, the lighthouse is right there. Alright, well, let's go ahead and check on the lighthouse. Oh, wow. More rabbits. This is it! That's weird. But there's one strange one over here. What's with this one? A multicolored paper rabbit. Hey, this wasn't here when we came last week! Oh yeah, Johnny must have come here before he fell ill again. This is the only one with 2 colors, huh? You know, these things actually look pretty hard to fold. Kind of an odd hobby, though. Oh, that's my phone. It's Watts. Is everything ready? Alright, I'll be right there. Why do you have a creepy ringtone? 'Cause it scares the monsters away. Come on, let's head back. We got the paper rabbit. Sweet. Oh, why don't you be late by another half an hour? Not like we got a dying client or anything. I got caught up in something. I got caught up in something too. It's called our job. Get off your high horse. I'm late just this one time and you milk it. At least tell me we're good to go. Of course we are, because I'm competent. Your helmet's on the couch. Chop chop. I hate that guy sometimes. Let's go ahead and talk to Lily. By the way, I'm curious. How does it work? Do you just write him another life like a novel? Here you can just explain or move on, but for the sake of the project, I'll go ahead and have them explain it, because otherwise, you'll be a bit confused. No, we can't just make up new memories out of thin air. Then, how do you do it? Not us. The machine does most of it. Naturally, since we aren't paid enough to get our hands dirty. In a nutshell, we simply traveled through his memories to as early as possible. When we do, we would then transfer his registered desire of going to the moon, to the reconstruction of the world and himself at the early state. And with the help of a wiki of data and his own, the machine would then simulate a rerun. Except this time, he'll have the motivation of his registered desire with him all his life. So you'd be depending on him fulfilling his own wish, simply by having the desire to. How could that be? Everyone has ambition for things, but most don't accomplish them. That's because in the real world, ambitions fluctuate and fade. People start things with a passion, but eventually they lose that initial drive and slow down. But imagine if you locked onto that initial push through your entire life, never wavering. It's more powerful than it seems. That being said, no ambition's gonna help a dead man. We better get started. Oh, of course. Sorry. Let's go and talk to you too. Go on. I'll watch over his physical conditions through the procedure. Alright. So, once we do this, this is where the bulk of the game is going to happen. So, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, here we go. This should be the last accessible memory. Disable speech for all except Johnny. Done. Let's get him. At any time. Alright, so now that we're inside of Johnny's memories, we can go ahead and view our position in time if we move our mouse to the top of the screen, such as this. There we go. As you can see, we're going to be traveling all the way back to his childhood. So in a sense, since we're accessing his memories, we're essentially going to be going through Johnny's life now, and seeing just what exactly kind of person Johnny is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on that. Oh, I forgot to mention, back in the real world, you can look at the clock, and when you do so, you'll get a note. And it'll say, these are also where, if you have something you learn in a specific thing about, you'll get a description for it under notes, and it'll help you to remember what exactly it pertains to, such as with the clock. The clocks in Johnny's house never tick. Why is that? Well, obviously we're going to find out. Key to the basement door, everybody likes keys. So yeah, that's what that is. So that's pretty much what your main menu will be, is just to look back over things. And just to save and load and exit the game, too. So, yeah. Just thought we should cover that. Let's move the mouse off. Head down. So everything looks okay. Let's go ahead and examine the piano if we can. So the song still existed back in his earliest memory. That's good to know. You'll start to notice consistencies too with things, which makes sense considering we're going through his memories. So, I wonder what happens if we do run into Johnny, though. Can he see us? Johnny? Well, I guess so. What a pleasant surprise. We don't get many visitors around here. My name is Dr. Eva Rosaline, and this is Dr. Von Matterhorn, Dr. Lorenzo Von Matterhorn, Dr. Neil Watts. Are you familiar with the Sigmund Agency of Life Generation? Oh, are you two from the agency? How convenient. I've just been thinking of calling you. Lily, get us some tea, please. Lily? Actually, you've already called us. We're here to fulfill our contract from the relative future. Careful there. If you slip off the cliff, we're gonna have to reload this memory. Watch it, Neil. Show some respect. It's just a program, you know. I know, but this is his last accessible memory, and we need its cooperation. Worst comes to worst, we can just reboot it. Why would you waste time like that? You were here to take me to the moon, aren't you? Yes, John. I suppose I had a good run. Not good enough, it seems. So, can you do it? Can you take me to the moon? We can't, but you might be able to. Why do you want to go there? I don't know. It's fine, you can tell us. It's essential for helping us to get you to go there. Do you want the fame? The money? You've got to have a motive. I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I just do. I can already tell this is going to be a pain in the ass. Nevertheless, Johnny, here's what we will do. We need to get to your childhood, but it's too distant to do so in one memory hop. Thus, we will need to traverse through your memories with gradual backward leaps, which you've given us the permission to do in the relative future. Once we lay down the waypoints in your childhood memories for direct access, we will return here. That's when you'll need to help us influence the childhood you to become an astronaut, or to get on a giant catapult. The point is, you'll need to have more to say than just, I don't know. As long as you can take me to the moon, I will cooperate in any way possible. Good. Now, in order to leap to a memory, we need an item that is of importance to you. Do you have a memento of some sort to get us started? That'll do. Well, shall we? Ladies first. So here's an interesting part of the game, is through memory leaps, and we got a node on the moon. We'll need to prepare this memento first. Alright, so let's go ahead and prepare it. So, interestingly enough, when you have to prepare a memento, you have to essentially click on these orbs here to complete the to flip the pieces. Doing so will complete the picture here. When you click on an orb, it'll fill up the squares on that entire line. The little darker ones here won't be affected, but the lighter ones will, which means that at some point you'll eventually unlock all 5 orbs, and it'll become a lot harder to do. So clicking on an entire row will flip over that row. Over here you've got your current, ideal, and overall. Current is how many times you flipped a row of orbs, or a row of pictures, and ideal is how many that you can that it'll take you to actually finish it. Now, you don't really get anything for following the ideal, but it's just something you can shoot for if you really want to. Like, I think the first time I played this, I had an overall of around 120 or so, because I'm bad at these puzzles for some reason. But the early ones on are easy enough. And really, those are probably the hardest part of the game, in my opinion at least. This game's really not hard. So now we can go ahead and access it. And we'll activate the memento. Wait, what about my privacy? We'll try not to violate what we can avoid. But in most cases, it can't be helped. Whoa. Turn off visibility and interactivity. It'd be messy to be seen. Yeah, happy? Jeez, what's with all these rabbits? This is creeping me out. We probably should have checked his record for psychopathy first. What the? Did he hear me? That's impossible. It's probably just a part of this memory. Then I stand by my point. Anyway, quit blabbering and find a memento here to hop from. Alright, so we have to interact with objects during each of his memories in an attempt to find a link. Every time you interact with an object, it'll either give you a memory link or it won't. You can actually use the mouse to hover over things and click on it, and it'll tell you about stuff on it, which we've established previously, but doing so will sometimes give you a memory link. Basically, you'll be restricted to a certain area, and your goal then is to interact with everything that you can in an attempt to find all of the memory links. Well, aren't you special, having 2 colors when all your siblings look like they drowned in bleach? What's that? You think you're really creepy? Why yes, I agree. Thanks, Neil. So yeah, that's one thing you can do. Or, that's what you have to do, rather. Let's see if we can interact with Johnny up here. I don't fully remember where everything is, just because sometimes it can be hard to remember. Now, you've noticed there that that one backed us up and it said memento detect. It's kind of hard to see. Your goal after finding the memory links is to then find the mementos. Using those, you can travel back in time. And that's the goal of the entire game, is pretty much to do just that. Johnny came down here. Don't. If we have to explain our presence to him in every memory, I'd go crazy. Don't tempt me. So when we clicked on him, he left a bag, an old patched up backpack. What is this, 1,000,000 years old? I guess we'll find out. So not everything will give you a memory link. And the Emperor's New Clothes is one as well. It can be really hard sometimes because you might miss like an incredibly minor thing. And a bottle of pickled olives. I hate this stuff. What's to hate? It's pickled olive. Exactly. Alright, so now we're just missing one more. And there we go. Now that we've accessed all of those, we can now head back to that umbrella. Back downstairs. And now that we've established our memory link, Hadouken! What the was that? What? That's it. I'm doing the breaking from now on. And so we've got another puzzle here. Reminder that the corner orb can flip the entire diagonal. Yeah, now you've also got the diagonal to worry about. And because we know that, we can go ahead and do that. Now, interestingly enough, when you do flip over one, it doesn't stay permanently flipped over. For example, if I were to flip on this row, it reflipped over this one, and that's where the puzzling part of this comes into play, because you have to decide that. So now that we flipped over that one, we can then proceed to this one, and there we go. So let's go ahead and we'll do one more and then call it an episode. This will be a bit longer. When it comes to rain, through is better than onto. I don't mind it regardless. Seems like these memory hops only span a short period of time. We need to find a leaping memento, or it's gonna take forever. Meh, just enjoy the scenery. Alright, so actually, since this one isn't going to start with a cutscene, this isn't the one that I thought it was, I guess we'll go ahead and end it here. So next time on To the Moon, we'll go ahead and traverse through more of Johnny's memories and see what we can learn about him, and maybe we can figure out a way to get him to the moon. Alright, this has been Prince Squirrelgon, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Later, guys.